Hey Toy Family! Welcome to another wonderful edition of the Marsham Toy Hour, where we discuss anything and everything designer toys. I'm Gary Ham, and with me is that man who likes this and that and everything is super cool, dude, Carlos East.
And with us also coming back freshly from Hawaii, the beard, the man, the legend, George Gaspar.
Aloha, George.
Aloha.
Aloha.
So how did you like the islands?
There's not a lot of toy stuff for me out there,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Well,
No, I mean it's Hawaii. What are you gonna say? It's the first time I've ever been there. I was on the island that's mostly city, so it doesn't really
Honolulu?
feel that. Yeah, it doesn't,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel that different than like
It
I
really
don't know,
doesn't. Yeah.
Santa Monica or
Oh boy.
like San Diego. Actually, San Diego is a little nicer.
No, I've been to both Honolulu and Maui, and yeah, I kind of know what you mean about Honolulu. It kind of has that just a regular city sprawling feel, but God, it's still Hawaii. It's still beautiful to be there, and well, even Maui had the same sort of feel that you're describing. Like when we first landed, it did not even remotely match what I had envisioned in my head. It was still kind of look like Phoenix a little bit. You get in your little rental car and you start driving. It's like, well, there's still Jack in the Boxes and Costco's, and it's kind of a flat land. Looked very normal. It kind of looked like Phoenix. And then you drive for about 40 minutes, and then you get to the resorty side of the island, and then that's when it starts looking like the movies and Hawaii Five-O and all that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless you do one of the tour things or you do, you go off into a certain thing, you're basically just in another city. It feels like every other city.
Now, did you do like any sightseeing or tours or anything like that?
It rained for most of the time I was there, um, which I was fine with because I was kind of going there as a break from work, and getting to just take it easy for a week was super awesome for me. I did get to go on a couple, like I did the Pearl Harbor tour, of course, and
Yep.
I don't know how to even describe it. It's not like you're not going to say it's awesome because you're there looking at death, but like
Right.
it was
Right.
great, a great look at history. And it was, when I was little growing up and didn't, I hated history class. I hated that whole, I just never liked paying attention to that stuff. So going now as an adult where I can appreciate the history of it, it was quite moving.
Cool. I'm glad you got to see that. We saw that. We had a 1 day layover in Honolulu, so we decided to go there. And yeah, I'm not a history buff either, but just being there and seeing the scale of the ships, and just to think when you look out in the bay, there's still sunken naval ships. And actually, Pearl Harbor was not nearly as big as I sort of expected it to be. But to read the stories and everything, and just know that you're standing in a place where in 1941 this naval base woke up to Japanese warplanes and kamikaze planes coming down, and just a crazy crazy thought, and just a powerful experience to be there.
I was hearing.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is episode 52. We made it 1 year. Happy anniversary.
You made it.
Yeah, time to wrap it up. Show's over.
That's it. Where's Tyler? Where's Aaron? Where's anybody?
I did reach out to Tyler, and he was just too busy to join tonight.
No
Good
special
stuff.
anniversary, nothing. They didn't even.
No, nothing special planned. I thought that would be cool to have him come back on, but no. When Tyler said he was too busy, I thinking, well, if we can't have both of them, it's kind of weird just to maybe have one of them. So I figured there's us. When they left, you guys helped pick up the torches, and we carried on. So how about we celebrate?
Well, really, all of it goes to you, Gary. I mean, you're the only one that's
Yeah.
made it all episodes. So
You're the one that prepares. We're just winging it, man.
This is true.
We're just here for the ride, for the free food.
Freeloaders on my hard work and efforts. No, I mean, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for stepping in. But yeah, I mean, it's been a year. I didn't know when we first started this. That was, I mean, 1 year was the goal, but it was a rough start. We didn't know if we could do this. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know if we could do this an hour a week for keeping up the longevity of the show. It's a tiny little toy scene, and to be able to talk an hour a week about it, that's not easy. But
it's not an easy task. I know people will think it is, but yeah, it's not an easy task.
no, it's a lot more work than I ever thought it would be. I never expected it to be on average, 8 to 10 hours a week, maybe 40 hours a month spent. I probably make more work for myself, to be honest with you. But most of my weekends are spent doing editing and promo art. And when I started the show, my wife and I used to at least watch one movie a week. And God, since we started, we don't really do anything together on the weekends anymore because it's usually time spent with kids. And then once they're in bed, I run to the office and do editing and promo art and stuff like that. So I would much rather be sleeping. But I've enjoyed the show, and I'm proud that we made it a year. And let's just keep it going, and let's keep rolling, and see if we can go another year.
And I think you're able to take a week off here and there if you want.
Oh God, definitely. I want that. Please, let's do it. No, but seriously, I think we should maybe consider doing take 1 week a month off or something like that. Or you mentioned doing seasons where we can do a bunch of episodes. And then just take a month off or maybe 2 months off or something like that. Because as fun as it was, yeah, I really didn't have much of a weekend the last year, much at all. So it would be nice to get back maybe a week to myself every once in a while. Guilt-free, just to relax and chill.
And on that note, everybody go buy a Marsham banner. Pennant.
Yes.
Pennant, don't
yes.
people.
It's time to pick up your 1-year anniversary pennant to show Gary you're happy that he made it. You're glad he did it. Go drop your $20. Get yourself a Marsham pennant. Wrap it around your waist and take a photo.
Oh, it's a belt now. Yeah, definitely. We have a pennant now, and we have a pin. So if you want to put a pin on your hat or shirt or whatever, or if you want to hang a pennant behind your collection, I think it looks pretty cool and it ties everything together. Head on over to superham.com and there's a shop, and I think it's like $3 shipping for either of the purchases, and it'll definitely help support the show. And anyone who buys one will run an Instagram contest in a couple weeks. Just hashtag it, and then you can win an original Carlos East drawing.
Burned. You got to do
or
a
an
drawing,
original.
buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe George will sculpt something
Nope,
for you.
nope. We said it. It's a Carlos. It's original. It's original. Carlos
There you
East
go.
Marsham drawing.
And what about a little bit of your beard?
Nope, it's a little Carlos East drawing. We've already said it. It's been established.
Yo, I like it.
Okay, a little baggy with a
No,
bit
we're
of
just
beard.
saying it's a Carlos East drawing. That's all we got.
Okay.
So how about we get into some leaks and sneak peeks?
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
George, you took a nice little break. How about you go first?
Yeah.
All right. Well, while I took the break, I did not look at any toys, and then while I came back, I still have not. But tonight, I was scrolling through SpankyStokes.com as I like to do before the show, and I saw the. Have you guys seen the Coop Mr. Satan figure?
I have, yes.
That thing looks cool. This is the first time I'm seeing it. I'm sure that maybe there's been pictures up in the past or something. I don't know. But this is the first time I'm looking at it, so I want to bring it to the people's attention. It's Mr. Satan from Monster Worship is the company putting it out, it looks like. Monster Worship produced and Monster 5 sculpted.
Is it Coop, the artist?
Yeah, it's from the artist Coop, and it's the El Diablo figure. It's the smoking devil guy.
With the suit?
Yeah.
Soft vinyl?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, soft vinyl. And it looks like it was maybe something that has been like in the works in the past, and it's finally
happening.
Finally happening, yeah. So cool. Yeah, it's like 8 inches tall. It's a good size. Jeez, that's pretty tall.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's real nice looking.
All right, Carlos, what'd you bring?
What did I bring? I was looking on the Instagrams. I don't know, this week I found these pins. I mean, I know it's not a toy. I didn't find a toy. I've been kind of like not paying too much attention to my Instagram lately because we've been working a lot.
Excuses.
But I stumbled upon some cute pins. It's like a little devil dude with a leather jacket. No, I did. I had some ideas for toys, but I like this pin. It's from Witch Lab, and it's pretty rad. Oh, $10. Get it? Witch, WYTCHLAB. And what about you, man?
What about me? I like that your girlfriend Daniela has been jumping in and giving you a hard time. She's more involved in the show than you are at this point.
I know. And to be honest, I've been working on some projects like,
But you do have stuff to to talk about. What about all the bootlegs from Mexico?
No. Oh, you know what? I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
Thank you, Daniela.
You're welcome.
That I saw. I remember. I had a brain fart. No, I remember. I saw that Ben had all those CAWs, the open edition CAWs that came out recently.
Yep.
And he has them. They're still available. The price is, pretty reasonable.
$300? Is that reasonable?
I mean, have you seen how much those things go for?
I don't care. $300 in any realm is not reasonable.
But I think that's retail. I think that's normal price.
That's normal price. That's normal
That's
price.
what I'm saying. It's still, even if it's normal, it's not reasonable.
No, it's not reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't buy them. But if you want to try to get one of those that were previously released, they're like $6,000 or $7,000.
But this is open edition. What does open edition mean as far as these goes?
It means that they made a bunch. And I don't know if it means that they're gonna still be making them. It doesn't matter. It's cool for the people that cannot afford to buy like the super, super expensive ones. I was thinking to buy one, but I was like, no, I just better save up my money.
I thought it was funny. I was on 3D Retro's Instagram account earlier, and there was a gentleman, probably a collector, and they had a photo of him holding one of these things. Meanwhile, there's like 5 holes in the collector's shirt, and I'm thinking, buy yourself a new wardrobe that doesn't have any holes in it. Don't spend the $300 on a toy.
Yeah.
That's a trendy shirt. It's supposed to have holes.
I know. It comes with holes.
It's one of those GCs.
Yeah, it comes with holes and like duct tape or something like that.
Kanye West, and they're probably like $300. Daniela and I went to the store the other day. I don't remember. It was like one of those fancy stores. And they have this pair of shoes. I swear to you.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to you. It looked like somebody took them away from a homeless person. and put more damage to them. Like they had duct tape. They were scuffed. I mean, they were clean. They weren't stinky or anything. They were brand new, but they had like duct tape and all this stuff. They were like $600.
I feel like if there's anybody in the designer's toy scene that could do it, it would be Sucklord. Surely he could take a bootleg figure, drill some holes in it, throw it in the trash, crap on it, and someone will buy it.
I just went and looked at that picture. The guy's shirt does have a lot of holes.
It does.
In inappropriate places. Like that's just...
The nipples.
It almost looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Now I'm gonna have to look for it. So what about your sneak peek?
All right. So my leaks.
Wait, hold on. Before you even get to that, did you see that other picture on the 3D Retro page?
I don't think I did.
With the note from
the...
Adult Swim?
No, I did not.
There's on April 28th. It looks like there's going to be a party with Kid Robot, Adult Swim, and 3D Retro at 3D Retro.
Yep.
Cool.
Looks like that.
6 to 11 p.m. I don't know what the releases are, but something from Adult Swim and Kid Robot.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they're releasing some minifigures. I have no idea. I hope it's some Rick and Morty stuff. I love that show.
I don't know anything about Adult Swim, so it's probably all totally foreign to me.
Someone will be excited about it, though, that's listening.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of someones will be there.
I don't watch Adult Swim either.
Really? Oh, you chumps. It's fun.
We're old fogies.
We don't have an overabundance of free time, Carlos.
Me neither. But I used to watch it.
No, I bring that up because someone mentioned that podcasters have an overabundance of free time to do.
No, I hear some bitter talk coming.
Not bitterness. It's just an ignorant blanket statement. That's all it is. But whatever. Okay, so my leaks and
back
sneak
to your
peeks.
leak and sneak peek.
Back to my leak and sneak. This Wednesday, March 15th, one of my design favorites, Invisible Creature. They are having 2 new colorways of their figures, Leroy C. and Colonel Stinson, releasing through Super 7. There's going to be a Purple Passion Leroy C. It's going to be $35. And then there's going to be a Cobalt Blue Colonel Stinson. He's going to be $65. These are both great figures. I love them both. And they will be available through the Super 7 web store and brick and mortar locations, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Wednesday, March 15th. And then another one this is kind of old. This is from Toyfair. but it was revealed that Toy Tokyo is going to be producing minifigure versions of Ron English's serial killer series. And now, I did not buy the larger size versions, and they did not appeal to me at all, but there's something about this smaller size. They're probably 3 or 4 inches, and they just translate really well in the small size. I'm mostly excited.
Have they shown pictures?
They have shown pictures. It was just a couple leaks that I saw through, I think, through Tenacious Toys, I think. But they look great in the smaller size. I don't know what's different about them, but they just translate really well. And I'm excited. There's the Quisp Alien, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry, but there's a whole line of all the cereals. But those are the 3 I'm most excited about. I think what's cool about them is each figure comes with its own little cereal box too. So it's not like they come in blind box and they all have the same box. They're all going to have their own individual box too. They almost kind of look like those mini cereals you get when you go on vacation.
That's the best.
Yeah,
Like
so
buffet.
that's exactly what these look like, except for figures going to come in them. So I think it's really cool. I've never been one to like the statement that Ron was trying to make with the sugary cereals, causes obesity and diabetes, but these figures just by themselves I would almost wish I could just take paint and just redo the shirt so it doesn't have the statement behind it, but they look cool. And I don't know what the price point is, or I don't know what the release date, but I was like, wow, I was surprisingly taken back that I actually liked them that much. And that's what I got for leaks and sneak peeks.
Nice.
Very cool.
Now, something else that I've saw on Instagram lately is it looks like Chauskoskis is back to doing production again. He had a son, and it seemed like for about 2 years there, he kind of just laid low and did probably the fatherly thing, but it's looking like he's getting back into production. And anyone who's not familiar with Chauskoskis, he's like a scene favorite. He's a Mexican artist, and he's a totally great guy, amazing sculptor, fantastic customizer. But I will also say though, the things that I'm seeing through Instagram from Chauskoskis is he's doing a lot of tribute, fan tribute type stuff. He's not doing original works, and he's such a talented guy that he does amazing original works. But recently he's done a lot of people know he did the his version of the Pawnee Dunny, which is essentially Course's False Friends Paw figure translated into a Dunny form, which is look great sculpt, looks amazing, but you can't look at it and know that it's Walter unless someone told you that Walter did it. It's a cool figure though. And also he did something called the Quasimodo Dunny, which is basically Quasimodo is it's an animated alter ego of a hip hop artist named Madlib. So he did the Quasimodo figure on the Dunny platform, and again, looks beautifully sculpted, looks really well done. But again, you can't look at it and know it's Walter. It's just another tribute piece. But he did small production runs of both of them and sold them. And that's kind of riding the fine line, right there. If it feels a little uncomfortable, right? But now today I'm seeing that it's looking like he's doing. Well, he's doing an original sculpt based on the paintings by Japanese artist Yoshitomo Nara. And originally, Chauskoskis did this sculpt for his wife back in 2010. I guess she really liked one of his paintings, so he sculpted up one of the characters in the paintings, the girl with the eyes, the kind of the staring eyes, and looks great. But again, it's based on someone else's work. Well, today if you're on Instagram, you look and he's kind of teasing it's coming along, it's going to be, production pieces coming soon, but I don't think they're actual licensed works through Nara. Again, I think it's just another tribute piece which was great when it was just for his wife. No one's going to have an issue with him just doing a one-off for his wife. That's fine, totally cool. But are you okay with it if he starts taking the works of others and sculpting them and then casting and selling those? That doesn't seem right, does it?
Funny thing is, when I saw these, I thought he was sculpting it for Yoshitomo Nara, because he's done work for other toy designers. He sculpted a bunch of toys for other people, like Frank Misterio, Mexican artists, international artists. So when I saw these, I was like, oh, good for him. He got a job with this awesome Japanese artist. But then I started reading it, and I was like, hold on a second. This is like you said, like a tribute or. But here's the deal: the only thing I don't like about it is that it's exactly like it's not his take on it, which would be
Exactly.
fine.
Right. Right.
It's just copying. Like where is the line? Where is the line has to be like has to be drawn? Is it because he's like such a huge artist? Like if I decide to do something like uh, Takashi Murakami, is that okay? Like I don't know. It's a bit fishy, man.
I don't think it is. I mean, I understand like to do a tribute, that's totally fine. But when you
That's fine.
when you start making multiples and then selling it, and like
Exactly.
you said, it's not. He's not. He's only hashtagging the artist. He's not actually doing the actual ad and making it seem like he's actually working in conjunction with Nara. It's. I mean, it's kind of probably like his Pawnee and the Quasimodo who did. He obviously did those because he's a fan of both of those things. They're very cool brands, very cool artwork. He knows how to translate them into another very dynamic and cool form for himself, and then he's going to learn that, of course, being popular properties, there are going to be other people who are going to want them, and he knows that he can just cast a small run and make other, fans happy as well. Which is fine, but at the same time, it kind of has an icky feeling behind it as well.
I guess it's fine if you do just a couple, one for you and a couple of friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's fine, but if you're saying like I'm gonna start production, dude, like what's up?
Yeah, no, it's. I really don't know what Walter's intention with it is. It kind of seems like he's been, mentioning it's going to be a small run, and it's like again what we mentioned. Like we can't look at the Quasimodo or the Pawnee or even this Nara piece, and you don't look at it and see really Walter's original spin on their characters. These look like very much representations of their characters. They're the characters. There's not much deviation from it. So in that sense, I'm just saying I look forward to it's great to see Walter coming back and being productive again, and as cool as the tribute pieces are, I very much am excited to look forward to seeing him get back to doing his own original works.
I love his original stuff. His characters are so full of life and they're so expressive. Like his original stuff is like super super awesome.
Oh yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. I want more original Chauskoskis. Or Chalk Dog, or whatever you guys called him on Toy Break, George.
Chaos.
Chalk Dog.
Chalk Dog.
So how do you feel about it, George? I mean, I mean, you kind of mentioned you don't like it when people do licensed stuff when it's not their own. Is this, even though he's mentioning they were, tribute pieces, is it okay if he does 5 or 10 pieces and sells them to others, or no?
It's tough. It's a tough one. You're getting into that territory of, you don't really have the right to do that. You're not really supposed to do that kind of stuff. It's a beautiful sculpture though. Like he did a really nice job on it.
Looks great.
It'd be awesome if he could contact the artist and work something out, because it's really nicely made.
It is super nice, dude.
He's amazing. I love Walter. It just doesn't sit right. I always felt a little uncomfortable with the Pawnee a little bit, although it looked incredible. And he did go through the right channels. I know he was trying to get that produced, and he contacted Course and Kid Robot and tried to get them to produce the figure.
Yeah.
But
then again, it's if you have the talent to do your own characters, and then this is like super weird territory, because here's the deal: like, what if somebody else decides to grab one of his characters and take it and do the same thing he's doing? I'm sure he's going to be upset, because it's not cool when people do that kind of stuff without your permission. So like what makes it okay? Because like I said, like just because it's like such a huge artist that he might not even notice, or I don't know, dude, I would be super upset if somebody like just like, I mean, I'll be flattered if it's just like a one-off and somebody's trying to like, you do a tribute or whatever. I mean, that's cool. It's totally awesome when people do that. because it makes you feel, people really like my stuff.
What did Course say when he did that one?
I remember that they mentioned he wrote them a letter, and they were like kind of like dickish, like whatever, like no, we don't want to do anything with that. He posted it somewhere. I remember reading it.
Yeah.
Well, because it's kind of weird because it's like,
I mean, those guys are very, they don't think they're making toys to begin with.
well, that's the thing. Like, if they wanted to do it, they would do it.
Exactly.
Like, they don't need someone else to do it. And it's like they're a current artist
someone
making
else to
things
make
right.
the money, also like, so you're profiting from the intellectual property when you can do something of your own creation. Yeah, it's really weird, man. I mean, by all means, the sculpture is amazing, and I'm sure if he could like get it through the right channels and get it to Yoshi Tomonada's people, I mean, they could do something, and that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But just like do it like that, like, and then just put it for sale.
Or just fucking do it till somebody tells you to stop.
Exactly.
I mean,
right?
that's really
That's my new motto, I guess. I'm just gonna let people do whatever they want to do until someone else tells them to stop. It's not my business.
right.
Yeah. Until it becomes illegal, and then if you're gonna get in trouble, just stop it. Yeah, whatever. I mean, but like I said, it's tricky because if somebody grabs something from him, I wonder if he would be upset.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people find it, an honor to have your stuff emulated.
Well, what would you think,
imitated,
Gary? If somebody starts doing your characters, like one of your favorite characters, like what do you think? Like, what would you feel?
If it was direct, I mean, obvious, just rips of it.
like
Yeah,
exactly.
I wouldn't like it. I mean, I don't make a lot of money as it is, so for someone else to come in and take even a couple bucks away from me would suck. It's, someone tried to do that with the Autumn Stag several months back. They made their version of the Autumn Stag. I did not think it looked good at all, but they had intentions of taking orders to make more, and that wasn't right, and I did not like seeing that. But in this case with Walter's piece looks incredible, so I think Nara would be really impressed by it if he saw it, and maybe something good would actually come of it if Nara does see it.
Maybe you should reach out to Walter and see if he wants to come on and talk about it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, no, we can certainly do that. I'll get in touch.
Yeah. Damn,
Right.
bro.
Did you guys see? I know this is jumping back a few weeks to Toyfair, but did you guys see the like Kid Robot stuff with like the Tara McPherson Care Bear and like the Bob's Burger figures and stuff?
No.
I didn't see actual figures, but I saw some boxes. I saw that Tara McPherson did an original Wonder Woman design, which looks really cool. And then I also saw that Tara McPherson, Julie West, and Horrible Adorables are going to be doing some Care Bear designs. I think that's
pretty
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, no, that's rad. I love artistic interpretations of other licenses, and hopefully they're flocked and look amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be wanting those Care Bears. That's really cool. And those Bob's Burgers look pretty awesome too.
Again, I have no relation to that show. I've never seen it. So,
dude, where are you from, dude? Like, you don't
He's
know.
got kids, man. He doesn't watch TV anymore.
Yeah, Carlos, you'll find out one day when you have kids, you don't get to watch what you want to watch anymore. It's going to happen.
Step it up. Get them to see Bob's Burgers.
When the kids start watching Adult Swim, I'll see Bob's.
Bob's Burgers is not Adult Swim. It's Fox. I'll have you know. It's
Oh.
after The Simpsons.
Well, I haven't seen The Simpsons in years either. I've never actually seen Adventure Time. Of course, I know what the show is, but I've never actually sat down and watched.
That's okay. I tried watching it. It's way beyond me too.
Yeah, but Bob's Burgers is funny.
So you say. I got so many things. There's so many other things I would rather watch. Like, I'm just backed up on Netflix and Amazon shows, and
add it to the list for years from now when you need something to do.
Yeah, next time I'm
when
sick,
you're retired.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it.
You're retired,
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. All right, that's all I have for the show, guys.
All right, I'm out. It's a great episode. Let's wrap it up. It's the Marsham Toy Half Hour.
That's right. We did a half hour. Woo!
So what's gonna be the contest? Want to talk about that, or we already?
Nah. Contest for what? The one pendant sale we've had so far?
No, dude. Like for the sketch or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see if we get more purchases. We can't call it a contest if there's only one sale so far. It's not a contest. That's just a straight up giveaway.
Yeah, exactly. Do we have any phone calls?
No phone calls either. No, it's been a pretty quiet week. How about we talk about our sponsors? We have some wonderful sponsors here at the Marsham Toy Hour. PrintsOnWood.com. If you ever want to have your artwork or photography printed on beautiful, sustainable wood, Prints on Wood has a wide variety of services to offer you. They do incredible work. They've been trusted by tons of incredible artists to print their limited edition fine art prints on wood. So I know they'll do an amazing job for you. 3dretro.com is a beautiful brick and mortar shop located out there in Southern California, in Glendale, California. They also have an online web store, 3dretro.com. And then there's StrangeCatToys.com for all your designer toy needs. Head on over to StrangeCatToys.com. Be sure to use promo code Marsham at checkout to receive 10% off your order. You know, it's almost going to be designer toy awards season. Should be coming up. Designer toy awards are like, what, two and a half months away now? Less than 2.5 months.
Really?
Wait, what?
May 19th. May 19th is the designer toy awards.
When do we nominate people?
I don't know. It's got to be coming up soon. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be DTA season's got to be. It's gonna pop up any week now where we got to start nominating and voting and all that good stuff. So that's around the corner. You're starting to see drops of news and releases and artist appearances that are going to be at ToyCon. I think that's in April. And then there's 5 points. And what's going on with CurioCon? That was another convention that we heard of on the West Coast, but I have not really heard anything about that. But that's due to be in May as well.
Yeah, I think it's in May.
Yeah. But all quiet on that front, it seems like.
As far as I know, it's still going.
Oh, okay, good.
Moving right along. I don't know. There hasn't been. I don't know if blogs are posting about anything. Dude, I'm so out of the loop on blogs right now. Whenever I take a day job, I get like
super.
I'm just out of. Yeah, I'm like way out of touch with everything. I haven't even sculpted. Dude, I haven't done a single sculpt like for toy stuff this whole year yet.
Damn. But you have all this abundance of free time. What are you doing?
I have zero free time.
Where's the free time you're talking about?
I should actually have more free time than you because I'm on 2 shows. That's how much free time I have. I have all the free time.
Wow.
Should we talk more about that?
Let's talk about behind the counter for a second. What is going on?
You didn't like Trippy the Clown, man.
I did. I hated Trippy the Clown.
What's wrong, dude? Trippy is awesome.
No, Trippy's awesome, cool. But the thing is, like, Tim, the guy that makes Trippy the Clown, he works at the same place that George and I work. And the guy's hilarious. He is such a funny, cool dude. So maybe you don't know him, so you don't have that, like, you know, like, filter.
Well, you know what it is, too, is I'm not watching it like the way it's supposed to be watched. I'm mainly listening. So to kind of just hear the Trippy voice and the woman behind, you know, before the Trippy episode, the voice actress, yep. She had good material, but just as a listener, it was a lot. It was very high energy, a lot of like baby talk voices, and I don't know. I just as just strictly listening to it, I found it pretty tough. And then this week was another puppet. Chester made an appearance.
Yeah, but he was only in the beginning.
Yeah, but you're only a 30-minute show. It's like, stop with the shtick. Lately, there's been like 10 minutes of shtick before you even get into talking about, like, into the meat of the show. And I would say, like, just get right to the toys. Stop with the acting and the shtick. And you're not fooling anybody. We all know that Jack is working the puppet under the table. He's not really late. Come on. You're not fooling us.
Well, all right. I'll pass on your words.
You're so impatient, man.
I am. No. Yes. I don't know. No,
oh man.
But how's it going, George? You guys liking it so far? You getting good reception and all that stuff?
Dude, like I said, I'm out of every loop. I think it's going well. I don't know. I show up to do the thing and somebody else does all the rest. I've been literally out of every toy loop in the world. I
got a suggestion though. More designer toys. It's been pretty like normal toy heavy.
That's because I keep bringing stuff.
Stop bringing stuff.
I like regular toys. All right, fine. We'll do more designer toys.
Just maybe one of each every episode or something like that. That would be good. Just
This week's episode that you will see, if you're listening to Marsham on Monday when it goes up, the Tuesday episode of Behind the Counter will feature designer toys. I promise you.
Because it's a little weird. You guys have been sitting inside 3D Retro and talking about toys that they probably don't sell.
Well, see, that's the thing is, I got because of did you see the one with the troll, the big troll toy?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ben is now going to carry that at 3D Retro.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
Because he liked it so much. So I like stuff like that. I like where I can bring him a toy that he doesn't know about.
I like that part where Ben was getting all excited, and you're like, I just gotta point out to everyone, Ben's only getting excited because he doesn't actually play with toys. He likes the designer stuff that's just kind of designed to sit on a shelf and not do anything. But he was getting super excited about the mobility and articulation of that figure.
It's cool, right? You finally see him look at a real toy.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I liked it.
Is it the Four Horsemen one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys make amazing toys.
You can't get any more independent toy than that either.
No, they're amazing. Sometimes I wonder how the hell they do it. Their Kickstarter is just finished, right?
Yeah, it's finished now. Almost hit $1 million on Kickstarter.
And the crazy thing is, George and I were kind of calculating stuff, and people think, "Oh wow, they made $1 million," and we were calculating just rough numbers, and shipping, it's almost $200,000.
Yeah,
shipping.
A lot of people don't realize most of those Kickstarters really don't make a lot of money. You can see what their final funding was, and it seems like they're killing it, but you still have to think about production costs and shipping fees and percentages to Kickstarter and the credit card company and all that other stuff that George knows about that I really don't. But that most of these people are not crushing it.
No, I mean every one that we've done, every Kickstarter I was involved in that I did, where any even if it made $900 up to $50,000, I paid more out of pocket than what we raised on the Kickstarter.
Oh wow.
It was never the profit doesn't come during that part of it.
It comes the after sales.
Yeah, the hope is that you make enough that you have extra that you can then bring to conventions and sell later.
Right. And then how long after most of these Kickstarters do you actually receive your product? Does it vary?
Oh yeah, I mean it all depends on the person making it, and I mean I'm still waiting. I have a Scary Girl doll, or is it not Scary Godmother, and I think it was supposed to be 2014.
What?
Was when the delivery was supposed to be?
That was when it was supposed to be? They're 3 years behind?
Yes, yeah.
Holy crap.
And just yesterday or the day before, I got the update with they are signing off on first shots from production. So they're finally to the point where they are happy with the production and they're signing off on it.
Wow.
So maybe 6 months from now we'll get the figure. Maybe.
Now, is there anything you can do as a buyer when it does get to a ridiculous point like that where you're just screw it, just give me my money back. I don't want the figure anymore. Is there anything you can do?
Stop being an asshole. The Kickstarter is all about trying to help someone reach a goal that they otherwise would not be able to do. It's not a guaranteed store. You're not guaranteed the thing you're even bidding on or helping. You're pledging your donation basically out of the goodness of your heart and your hope to see the product. You are not guaranteed anything at all, and that's the risk of Kickstarter. That's the part of it where you have to be willing to, so sit and wait, and you have to be willing to go with the flow a little bit. And it's the part of Kickstarter people don't often understand. They often think of it as a store, and it's not. I mean, there's things that sometimes they'll never be made. Sometimes the guy they try, and there was one project I backed for, it was this guy that was going to do this. He was going to buy this machine where he could engrave dice. And his whole grand idea was you would design the dice and he would put it in his machine and make the dice for you. And I don't know what happened to the dude. He bought the machine, he got it in his studio, and he got sick. And he couldn't fulfill the thing, and he had to ended up selling the machine to try and make the money back so he can give people their money back, and it was a whole big thing. People were getting angry at him, and it's just like, that's, I don't know, like that's the thing. You have to just be able to roll with it. You have to be able to lose $10 if you can't lose the thing you're about to pledge for. If that money is so important to you, or that product is so important to you, don't do it. Like don't back. You have to be willing to just like fund a dream and roll with it.
Fund a dream and roll with it. That should be their new.
It should be a bumper sticker, George.
I don't know. Like I get like.
Let's do a Kickstarter for that.
I get mad when I see people get mad at other Kickstarters. It's like, dude, you're not promised anything. Like these are people that don't know what they're doing, for the most part, trying to do things. Now, guys like the Horsemen, they're professionals. They know what they're doing when it comes to making toys, and that they're going to do their best to deliver everything on time and to the people. And sometimes if it's a little late, it happens, but they've delivered everything they've ever promised on all the stuff, as far as I know. I'm sure there's some people who got lost in the mail or things like that. That happens. But like, there are other projects where it's a guy who doesn't like, I backed this this crowbar hammer thing, and I don't think the guy will ever make it. I think it's 2012, 2013. I honestly don't think he's still trying, as far as I know. Like, he posts updates all the time, and I don't think he has the knowledge or the know-how to make a hammer. He just doesn't. He's not craftsman. He's not a company. He's just a guy who thought he had a good idea and tried to do it.
Right.
And like, I understand I'm probably never going to get that hammer, and it was like $50 or something like that, and it's like $50 for a hammer is outrageous to me, but I really wanted to see if this guy could do it. So I wanted, like, to me, that $50 has been paid back in the updates. I got to see the CAD files. I got to see all the I got to see this guy try and do this, all the company he's contacted, all the story for the past 6 years. Like, if he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. I don't get the hammer. But if he does, and it's a success, then 5 or 6 years later I get something cool. Bonus.
I think you're better than most people, though. I don't think most people are going to be okay with that. Most people are going to see that they gave him $50 and they're going to expect something in return. I don't think most people are going to be okay with, well, I got 4 years of updates, but I never actually got the thing I wanted. But I get it. I think it's cool.
No, I mean, it is. It's a bummer to lose to not get the thing that you're trying to get. But like, I knew from the beginning this guy was not a tool maker. Like, he's a guy that swings a hammer. He's not a guy that makes hammers.
Yeah.
It's a very different person, Well,
Kickstarter does not seem to be hurting from any of these,
fails.
I think maybe there's more skeptics out there that are a little more hesitant to maybe help fund something, but it just doesn't seem to be hindering it at all. When Kickstarter first popped up, a lot of people thought, oh, this is just going to be a fad, it's going to run its course. But that was 8 years ago or whatever, and it still seems to be going maybe stronger than when it first started. So,
I mean, I think it's a great tool, and I think more people should use it. I honestly do. It's such. I mean, and anybody who's listened to me talk on any podcast has heard me say this a million times, but I just love the idea of it. I love the idea of gathering a crowd together to get something done that otherwise would never have happened.
Right. Are you surprised that more designer toy companies, or it seems like primarily it's been mainly just independent artists, and usually ones that we're not really all that too familiar with doing the Kickstarter funding?
I mean, if a company has the money to make the thing themselves, they don't really need Kickstarter. Like, it's kind of for the person who doesn't have the way to do it, who doesn't have a company willing to back them with something. But if they can show their goal to enough people that are like-minded and want to come together, I think it's great. And I wouldn't mind if a toy, even if someone like Kid Robot wanted to try it, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind them stepping in and I mean, they certainly have an audience that they could bring. And the great thing is they're going to bring people who aren't already on Kickstarter, so that's and then those people might look around the site and fund another project here or there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it would be great. I don't see any reason why a regular size company shouldn't do it.
a question for you, George. Do you ever go to like you know that you can choose like where you know the projects and all that stuff, and you can go to your local projects. Do you ever browse in those? Because I remember for a while I used to look for like the really, really bad ones, you know, just to see the funny videos of the people trying to. There was one that it was probably a scam. It was a guy talking about making a toy, but he didn't have anything. He just had paperwork that's saying like, here's the paperwork and I can do this toy. I just need your help to make this toy. And he kept on talking and talking about the toy, but he never showed any images of the toy. He said it was a doll for empowering girls and stuff like that. Do you ever do that? Like, do you ever check like the really bad ones?
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like you have to look around and you have to be able to judge that campaign and say like, okay, this guy has no idea how to do this. Like you can kind of get a feeling for looking at it, like, you know, someone who has just jumped on out of nowhere. They don't back other projects. They're not in the community. They obviously have no connections to be able to make this thing. You have to be able to look at that and judge for yourself. Like, okay, this person's not going to be able to deliver this. Like, I'm not going to back this. Like, there's certain ones where you just know you're throwing your money away. There's certain times like that hammer I was talking about. I kind of thought that this guy has something in him to pull it off. There was like a passion behind him that I was like, this guy's got a passion that I think he might be able to do it. If I just thought he was going to run away with $60,000, you know, I wouldn't back it. You know, and it's something you have to kind of look at it with common sense and do a little research on it, and don't just sit there. Like, go to the guy, like, because everything's connected. If a person's on there trying to do a project, they've connected a Facebook page, or they've connected, you know, a company website or things like that, and go and research it. Don't just, if you're worried about your money and you're plunging more than like $10, where you're like, fuck, this could be, you know, this is a $50 item. Like, I don't know if I'm comfortable just giving a stranger $50. Do a little research on the person and see if they're actually anything that they say they are. You can usually figure that kind of stuff out. But yeah, I love those videos where it's like, this guy clearly does not know what he's doing. Like, you're looking at it just laughing. Like, not giving this guy $5, not even $5.
No. It's funny, and it's funny how like thanks to Kickstarter, it started this trend of funding websites. You know. Like for different stuff, like the ones that you can keep on like funding your project if you don't reach your goal, or the ones that
there's all those like companies like BackerKit who you can tack on at the end to raise more money. Like, I'm sure the Horsemen are going to go over $1 million once they include the BackerKit account too.
What is that?
And that's like that's when the funding is closed on Kickstarter, you open up BackerKit, which is where if people missed the Kickstarter or they were late to the game and they didn't know about it, there's still a way to take pre-orders outside of Kickstarter.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I'm sure that they'll actually go over $1 million by the time they include all that. Or if people who purchased on the Kickstarter, by the time it rolls around where they're actually going to start production and they're like, people want to add more to their project, you can add more on BackerKit. So there's all sorts of extra websites like that. There was one called Celery that we tried once that I think has gotten better, but when we tried it, it was a complete disaster.
Which one did you use it for?
That was for the Baron Dark Skeleton Warrior project. It was like a BackerKit type thing, but it was called Celery, and it was awful when we used it, but I've seen other people use it, and it seems to have gotten a bit better.
I don't like the name Celery. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I don't either.
It doesn't do anything for me. BackerKit makes sense. That actually has a name that kind of says what it is, kind of almost. But Celery.
And I think we tried it because of the costing was different. Like BackerKit had a different cost, and Celery had less of a cost, so we tried it. And you get what you pay for sometimes. BackerKit is well established. They know what they're doing. We should have went with them, but live and learn.
How many things have you ever put money on that closed early? Like it seemed like they just kind of maybe knew funding wasn't going to hit, or for whatever reason. I know there are Kickstarters that bail out early. Have you ever run into any of those? And
Yeah, there's quite a few. I've had people who, when you back for it, you think it's going to go through, and for whatever reason, they pull the plug on it early. Where it could either be they look at it and they judge the time left with the amount of backers they have and realize that they're probably not going to hit the goal. So sometimes people will back out because they are embarrassed.
Sure.
Or sometimes they back out just to save face on the project if they want to do it later. They don't want to look like there's a failed Kickstarter out there.
Yeah.
I personally don't agree with that mentality. I say let it run its course, do your thing, and wear it with a badge of pride. If it fails, it doesn't mean it's a done thing. You could definitely bring it back in another way. It can be, it can be retooled and retried. Some people just don't want to have that like fail mark next to their name or whatever.
Sure.
And then I've seen people who they say that they got funding outside of Kickstarter. Like maybe they got enough press somehow that some production company or some other company somewhere else said, hey, you know what? I like this idea. I want to do it. And they pull the project because that other person wants to do the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
And in that case, I almost say, well, then let the person put the money on Kickstarter.
Exactly, right?
But then they lose 10% of it. So I could see I could see the idea about it, but I just say, like, once you've started it, you're committed. Just do it. Let it run its course for good or bad.
But surely there's some cases where someone was maybe a little, too impatient, a little presumptuous, that released some sort of project that was maybe a little too early, and maybe they realized that they were in over their heads, and just rather than writing it out and then just absolutely being underwater, they just called it quits.
Oh yeah. Oh, and if you're like halfway through and you realize that like it could go the other way, where you could be funded and going crazy and realize you can't hit that, you can't make that happen, then by all means you should definitely stop it before, and do not take those people's money if you know it's not going to be something you could do.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it should go that way as well. But yeah, I think it's a wonderful tool, and I've actually seen there's that. Have you seen that site GoFundMe where people just ask for money?
Yeah.
I love that site for certain ideas, like where there's like if it's medical issues or if people are in desperate need and they can't, they don't have any other way to do things. I think it's a great site.
Yeah.
But I would rather, if someone has any kind of like if you have a talent to do something, to do a Kickstarter, I'd rather them do it on a platform where you're giving something back,
Right.
Like I'd rather give, like, let's say Gary, let's say you were in the mall with your kids and you bumped into some guy, he got mad, he turned around, he punched you in the face and knocked your teeth out.
Oh no.
You had to go to the dentist to get a whole new grill, right?
Okay.
You could either go to GoFundMe and just say, I got punched in the face, I need help, I need to go, I got to get all new teeth. Or you can go to your garage and you can make a little wooden dude and send it off to a casting guy and say, I'm going to make this fucking funny tooth guy that I drew because I got my teeth knocked out and I want to make this, limited thing. Anybody that wants to help me, the money's going to help my teeth,
Right. Gotcha.
And you can make a project and give back instead of just asking for money. So if you have that ability, I'd rather see people use a thing like Indiegogo or Kickstarter and do something where they're giving back rather than just asking for money. Because that's another thing that has it has a stereotype online of being a online begging platform.
Yeah. It's like a handout.
And that's the difference. Like, to me, that's the difference. You're on Kickstarter, you're not online begging. You're trying to make a project.
Yeah. And generally, for the most part, you're getting something in return. I think when it first started, there was a lot of stigma kind of against it, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I think most people understand kind of what Kickstarter is and that you're getting generally something in return. Like what you say, just you're going into it knowing that you're helping someone else's dreams come true, and and whatnot. It's not the handout website that a lot of people initially kind of thought it was. Just someone that was maybe a little rather than going to the bank and asking for a loan or going to their parents for a little help or just trying to self-produce something and just, bankroll it themselves. A lot of people thought it was, they're just going to Kickstarter and asking for a handout rather than, do the legwork themselves. And that's not the case anymore. I don't think a lot of people view Kickstarter that way anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad that came around for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely,
Because I mean,
I've seen
I literally think everyone should try it. If especially that's anyone in this scene that's doing this kind of stuff where it's independent toys and it's independent production and like don't like obviously have a plan. Like you can't just put up a thing and say I'm going to make this toy and not have any contacts to make a toy. Like you have to know someone who knows a factory or something. You reach out to someone who knows, like I do project management for people and I have a factory that I have a couple factories I work with on a regular basis for other people. So it's like reach out to someone like me who can do that part of it for you, and don't just think that you can make it and hope you find something. You got to do all that legwork ahead of time. There's a lot of work that goes into a project before you even go to Kickstarter. Most of the time you're done all the way up to prototype stage. You're not getting paid for any of that stuff, and you probably never will get paid for any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's all stuff that you have to put in for the love of what you're doing.
Whatever happened to that Mickey Mouse one that you helped fund just because you wanted to see if it could actually happen? It was like a 6-inch Mickey Mouse.
He's got it. He's got a test pull. He showed it the other day. Doesn't look anything like the original drawing to me or the original art. Uh-huh. But I mean, he's got it going and he seems stoked with it. So wow. I'm good with it. Like however he wants it to come out, I'm going to be stoked that I backed it.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you said it was like a 6-inch figure, $10, and it was painted and everything. Like it just sounded impossible that he got that number, but
the mouth, like remember when I was like, there's no way you can even pull that.
Yeah.
And dude, it doesn't have the level of detail that he thought it was going to have from what I could see in the test pull.
Yeah.
But it's got enough that I think he's happy with it. So wow. Good on him for doing it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
I actually was thinking of you the other day when I saw the picture come in. I was like, I should show this to Gary.
Oh, you thought of me.
And then I didn't show you.
And then you show, you jerk.
You jerk. He says.
Well, I could go on forever on Kickstarter, huh? Listen to me ramble.
Yeah, I know you're very passionate about it, but you got us to an hour, George. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. A half hour of rambling about Kickstarter. If there's and if people have questions, like feel free to hit me up, out there, because there are a lot of things to know about running Kickstarters, about like, the fees that you're not going to know about, like the fact that it now takes a full solid 2 weeks before you get the funds from Kickstarter. It's changed. The original way was you'd get the initial funds like right away, and then the stragglers would come like a little bit later. But now they don't do anything for 2 weeks. They have to sit there and collect everyone's funds for 2 weeks, and then they give it to you. So that puts your projects 2 weeks back from where you thought you were starting. Okay, makes sense. So that's one of those things that people don't necessarily know about when they're making or if they don't read it, or they don't notice that when they're making their deadlines. It could push you. It could hurt you. Look at that. We have a resident Kickstarter expert.
Yeah.
Sure. Let people can definitely call in. What's our number? 420?
480-420-9823.
There you go. Call in.
Call.
Ask questions.
Yeah, wish us happy anniversary. We'll play it on the next episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe there won't be a next episode. We hit our mark. Let's just take some time off.
No, wait a minute. You just had your first what was it? What'd you call the last show with the guy, the collector?
Our first collector series. Yeah. Robert.
Collector series. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I like that. I think we should I like the idea of having collectors on and talking to them about their collections. I'm sad I missed that one.
Yeah, we got a second one lined up, and it's going to be kind of on the opposite spectrum of what Robert was. Robert was kind of more scary, grotesque, kaiju sofubi guy, and our next one collects a little more on the cute and whimsical side of things. But yeah, we definitely want to do more of that. And again, just listeners, let us know what you like, what you want to hear.
We got to line up Wendy one time, because I see her pictures online of all her toy collection, all of her stuff. She's got a variety of collecting styles in there. Yeah, she's got a great space, like you said, a variety of toys, that she collects, and then she's also a photographer. She likes putting these in little scenarios and taking pictures. I know when it was my birthday, she lined up all of her Whooper Looper toys, and I think there was like a cake and they were holding like a string of a happy birthday banner saying happy, like, wow, like,
to go that extra mile to make a cool little image for me on my birthday was
and
cool.
she always did that for us for Toy Break, 24-hour Toy Break and stuff. Like,
Oh, I'm not special. Is that what you're
she's
telling
been
me?
a supporter of that stuff for a while. So I'd love to have her on one time in the collector series.
We'll do it.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. No, there's a lot of collectors out there. I know some of the ones I'm thinking of that they just won't come on. I know they're way too shy. They're way too introverted.
And both
for
of
this
you
sort of
guys,
thing,
at
but-
one point, we need to have your brothers. They don't have to be on the same episode. But my God, we
Same
got twins here, and we
episode,
haven't
come
even
on.
talked to them.
Same episode. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's been a year, and we haven't even talked to your twins.
I know, and we still gotta do the significant other episode too. People
Yeah.
don't know it, but when these mics turn off, we talk to George's girlfriend Jessica, and then Daniela, Carlos's woman, and it's fun. We're talking to the significant others, and
Yours
Yeah.
has been absent from all of this.
she's. I mean, like I said, I'm detached from the house, so she's not in the office from me.
That's what he calls it.
But she's in there with the kids, putting the kids to sleep and everything. Yeah, so getting her on will be a bit trickier.
You'll have to hire a babysitter that night.
There you go. I'm sure we could do that. Have my niece come in from out of town and watch the kids.
Some strawberries.
Get some strawberritas going.
Yeah, strawberritas.
A little sick of those things, actually.
Really?
It's just way too sugary sweet. It's like, I thought I'd try this one is called the cherry Rita. And it just tastes like I'm drinking cough syrup. It's disgusting.
And never make that noise again.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Edit.
Are you drinking tonight? Is that what's going on?
No, I wasn't going to drink, but I ended up coming into the office without a beverage. And I'd had some in the little mini cooler here. I only had these. So yeah, I'm technically drinking, but I'm not like drinking to get any sort of buzz. It's just drinking to quench my thirst or my dry mouth.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, let's see what the next year holds. We're gonna need definitely some help from the listeners. I know a lot of good ideas out there, good suggestions. Hit us up with your questions, comments, concerns. We'll have Professor Rutherford. He'll be joining with his little segment talking about materials and stuff like that. So we'll have that segment for you soon, and hopefully just new fun stuff in the future.
Whatever happened to Kano? He bailed.
Don't know. Never heard from him.
Too much.
F that
heat.
guy.
Too much heat.
He's probably offended that we didn't have a mom. We're just using him for his sense of humor and nice jabs.
We should have him
We
on.
should, but it's probably too late now. Should
Burn that
have
bridge.
had him on first and then got him to do the K-Node segment because that was fun.
Exactly.
I like getting bashed.
Yeah.
Someone call in and bash us, please. Fill this awkward dead air of us three having to actually have a conversation with each other.
Oh, sure. You like it when it's on here, but when you're getting it on Facebook, you get all crybaby about it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know, I read that comment the absolute worst time. I remember I was dealing with my 4-year-old. It was like way past his bedtime, like an hour and a half time. I just wanted to get to work, and I was dealing with him, and he was just fighting me against going to bed. And I don't know. I took a break, and I looked at Facebook, and I saw that podcasters have an overabundance of time comment, and I don't know. It just irked me. Actually, one thing that's always irked me about the designer toy scene is other people saying that other people aren't hustling enough. Like they're putting their own time value on someone else. I don't like that. Like if you choose to work 18, 20-hour days, that's on you. That's what you're choosing to do. Don't assume that everyone else has to. And don't assume that you're better because you are working stupid long hours. That's your problem. If someone else enjoys cooking or watching movies, don't make them feel bad because you don't think they're hustling hard enough. I hate that stuff. But, okay, so putting the time back on the podcast, like I mentioned earlier, yeah, I probably take on too much. I could definitely do less. I don't have to edit as much as I do. And I certainly don't have to do the weekly promo image where, we're in a movie poster every week. I certainly don't have to do that. That would save a lot of time too. I could just template it.
I love those images.
I love those.
Of course you do. You guys are in them.
Images.
The other people probably don't find them funny.
No, we need the art. It's got to keep coming.
It's not easy though. It's every once in a while I have to ask you guys for like a photo because I just can't find it.
We
on
really
Facebook.
should be providing photos each week. That's on us.
Now, George, let me ask you this: like when I do these promo images each week, I had to go through yours and Carlos's Facebook feeds and find a photo that matches angle, lighting, such and such like that. Carlos, you haven't really changed much. Maybe a few follicle differences, but George, you have had so many different looks. Like, you've gone through hat phases and a variety of different beard phases. Was there a favorite look that you liked that you had in the past?
No, I like to keep changing it up.
Yeah, there's nothing you look back and damn, I like those chops I had back then.
No, every time I look at any of them, I'm like, man, I suck. I wish I could look better.
You know what, George? I'm gonna give you a compliment. You're like a fine wine. You're getting better with age.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Carlos, I wish I could say the same for you, but you've peaked, buddy.
It's okay. I'll take one for the team.
No!
You peaked 20 years ago, Carlos, is what he's saying.
Your soap opera days, dude. Pretty.
My testosterone is gone.
It's that chamaco, man. You can't compete with chamaco. Every photo I see, there's a cute little dog on your chest, so of course you're going to lose to the cutest dog on earth. But
I know. It's like fair game.
Or chamaco.
Yeah. You're an asshole. It took me 2 seconds to understand the joke. I'm like, I just laughed at that. Yeah, man.
All right, guys.
But
well, happy 1-year anniversary, and let's wrap this up. Why don't we, George? Why don't you let everyone know where they can find you?
At George Gaspar on Facebook. Do you do it on Facebook like that? I don't know. However it works, you'll find me on there. At Double G Toys on Instagram. Let's talk about that.
Okay, Double G Toys on Instagram. Carlos.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Hey, let's have Daniela do your little exit.
Yeah.
Daniela, get on here.
Hold on 1 second. Catch me outside. What about that?
No, it's how about that?
How about that?
No, what about that?
How about that?
What am I supposed to do?
Sign us out. Let everyone know where they can find Carlos.
Okay.
And you.
Find Carlos at the Beast Brothers on Instagram, and of course Chamaco, because I know that if I don't say it, someone's gonna get mad at me. But Chamaco is at my name is Chamaco on Instagram too, and you do have a Facebook, right?
It's just my personal Facebook. Nobody.
No, the Beast Brothers they have a Facebook.
Oh yeah, we have a Facebook at the Beast Brothers Facebook.
Yeah, so that's where you can find him.
What about you? Where can they find you?
I'm at Daniela Rega on Instagram.
And be sure to follow her because she posts pictures. She posts story times of Carlos talking in his sleep.
Oh,
and it's
I
hilarious.
didn't know that.
Oh my God, yeah. It's so funny. If you guys ever want to ask Carlos a question and you're worried that you might not get the real answer, let me know and I'll ask him while he sleeps because he answers pretty well.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we need to have, but that needs to become like a weekly segment on your Instagram.
Just like the recordings of me talking on my sleep. Yeah, I think that can be possible.
But now he talks about work. He's saying like, "Oh, I need the glue," stuff like that. It's like
George is such an asshole. He treats me like shit.
No, yeah, he one time he was telling me like they're bothering me, and I was like, "Who's bothering you, George?"
Bothering me?
Yeah, he's like, "You're just making fun of me."
You mean bothering me? Because bothering me is like
bothering like it's. Like, are you making fun of my accent? Are you out of everyone making fun of my accent?
Oh.
That you guys were bothering me with butter.
You never know what George's like. So
look, this just took a turn. I can't wait to hear the spouses.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
Daniela, do you ever feel like number 2 to Chamaco?
Oh, ever? No, no. I mean, at the beginning, yeah, because Carlos was like
obsessed.
No, I mean, you still are, but he was, I don't know, taking me to all these places to get to know the city, and I wanted to take a picture with him, but he was like, let's put Chamaco here and take a photo with him every single time, and that would drive me crazy, but now he doesn't do it anymore, so we're good.
Good.
Or like the celebrities, if I see a celebrity, like, oh, let me take a picture.
No, I don't care about the celebrities. It was about you and I taking a picture at, I don't know, a cool place, and you always wanted to take Chamaco on the picture, like not.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to the spouse or the significant other episode. Let's make it a spouse episode, guys. Hurry up on that one. Both of you.
Funny.
I can't be
That's
the
gonna
only
be awesome.
married guy on the show.
Oh man, and no, you're the only one with kids because George and I are pretty much set. I mean, at least me. You know,
You got Chimako, which is like a baby. So
You're having a kid.
Yeah,
You have a
it's like
kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't complain like regular kids.
It's like, again, that old saying, it's different when it's yours. It's true. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, Gary, where can people find you?
People can find me at superham.com, Gary Ham on Instagram. This has been the Marsham Toy Hour. We do this every week, not because we have to,
But because we want to.
We'll see you next week. Until our next transmission, we're signing off. Bye.
Woo!
We did it.
See, for the first year though, it was because you had to get a year.
Exactly. Now,
Yeah.
shoot.
Now it's because you want to.
Shoot. Is it? Yeah. Damn, Carlos. You've been holding that in all episode?
No, that's like that every time.
No, it's
Try
all-
to sleep with that.
I couldn't. I would.
Try to work next to it all day.